Today we're looking at countries where tourists say the locals are rude. It's important to note that these perceptions may not apply to the entire population of a country, as rudeness can vary among individuals. While it can be invigorating to go it alone, solo tourists should consider a range of factors when carefully selecting their next adventure. In this video we will discuss about the 10 rudest nation of the world. If you are new here, welcome. To be sure to press the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Turkey is a country known for its rich history, cultural heritage, and warm hospitality. While it is important to approach generalizations about an entire country and its people with caution, it would be inaccurate to label Turkey as a rude country in the world. Turkey's got kind of a reputation for having rude residents. They have a lot of history going on here. Istanbul, which used to be Constantinople, played a big part in the Crusades. Turkey sees around 50 million visitors a year. Actually, in 2019, for the pandemic, they hit 52 million. So they see a lot of people going through here, and not everyone's on board with how cool they are there. 39% of the respondents had Turkey as one of their 3 countries with the rudest locals. Italy is a 9th position in our list of 10 rudest countries. Italy has a lot of positive things. It has some of the most amazing cities to see, such as Rome, Milan, Venice, Florence. And Italian food is one of the best in the world, like a pasta, pizza. Italy sees over 90 million tourists every single year, and a good percentage of those people apparently think the Italians are rude. Italians actually have a reputation for being rude. I mean, they didn't invent the middle finger. 40% of the people listed Italians in their top 3 rudest locals. Poland is the 8th rudest country in the world. We don't want the Poles as anticipated. They are in 8th place. Also there, Poland. It was cited among the nations with the least polite people, but mind you, this is not a good reason to give up visiting it. In Poland, and especially in Warsaw, drivers are quite often aggressive and show lack of respect towards other drivers. They are rarely so kind to let you overtake them or let you in when you're trying to join the traffic. Reported France. 41% of the people surveyed had France in their top 3 countries with the rudest residents. Spain is the 7th rudest country in the world. This one caught me by surprise. They are a people with typical Mediterranean features, generally kind and sunny. Spaniards are a bit like southern Italians. People are not exactly. I was reading one travel blogger, and he said that it's mostly the younger kids, younger people I should say, the 30 to 20, the teens, and they're the people that don't like a lot of tourists. The older people sort of like it, or at least they like the money that's being brought in from the tourists. Spain sees about 70 million visitors a year, and 42% of the people surveyed had Spain as one of their 3 countries with the rudest locals. Rudeness across all 50 states. Americans always manage to be recognized for their excessive vivacity and for their generosity when they receive tourists. However, they are not very tolerant and decidedly grumpy. New Yorker who can be seen screaming obscenities for no apparent reason. If you consider gun violence rude, yeah, we're hella rude then. 'Cause we got a lot of that here in the United States, in case you don't know and you're from another country. 50% of the people surveyed had the United States as one of their 3 countries with the rudest locals. Russia ranks 4th on the list with about 16% of votes. Tatiana Danilova, Skyscanner's Russian market manager, was quoted saying, "The Russian language is not as polite as English, so when Russians translate directly from Russian to English, it can sound rude to an English speaker even if they don't mean it to." Russians are very to the point and very blunt about everything. There's no like gray areas with them most of the time. And they don't sugarcoat much when they're talking to you. So a lot of people might think that's rude. The survey, 53% of the respondents had Russia as one of their top 3 countries with the rudest locals. China ranked 3rd on the list. As per creators, net littering, spitting, snatching bus seats, queue jumping, taking off shoes and socks in public, speaking loudly, bad temper and cursing, smoking in non-smoking areas, and many others are listed in the frequent bad behaviors of Chinese citizens who travel abroad. Chinese people are also considered to speak very loudly, totally ignoring the surroundings they are in. It is also said Chinese people always like to take photos everywhere, even where photos are strictly prohibited. This makes people say Chinese are simple or behave bizarrely. The Chinese travelers' guidelines are not to litter, not to talk loudly, respect queue order, be polite in public places and observe the "ladies first" rule as well. 56% of the people surveyed had China as one of the 3 countries with the rudest locals. Germany ranks 4th on the list with 9.9% of votes. Germans are perceived to be cold and frank and hence considered one of the rudest locals in the world. Germans are rude and everybody knows it. They are very blunt, very to the point, very matter of fact. They think they are better than everyone. That's an opinion by a lot of people. Germany normal years sees about 40 million tourists, and 60% of the people surveyed had Germany as one of their 3 countries that they felt had the rudest locals. The British voted themselves as the 3rd rudest nation with 10% of the votes. The honor comes just months after Brits had voted themselves as the world's worst tourists. They are considered to be rough, rude and pompous. The country is generally identified as unwelcoming by tourists. British are the absolute rudest people in other countries. It's like these people know how they are and they just own it. 61% of the people surveyed had the United Kingdom in their top 2 for rudest locals. The French have a legendary reputation for being rude. The French have been well known for their abrupt and curt nature, especially when dealing with foreign tourists, which has often been taken as rudeness by visitors. With 19% of votes, France takes the 1st place and is voted the rudest country in the world. French people are noted to have no qualms about making rude comments loudly and are often considered impolite, tight with money and arrogant. Reported France. 70% of the people surveyed had France in their top 3 countries with the rudest residents.